Oh, hello everyone. Sorry about that. I was just grabbing myself a bit of shut-eye after a hard day's work. I only went and tuckered myself out trying to tidy up Swindon a bit, but as you can see from the catastrophic mess of my surroundings, that plan didn't really work out too well. Oh well, you snooze, you lose, I guess. Talking of snoozing, this week's AC listicle is all about my favourite villager personality type in Animal Crossing New Horizons, the lazies. Lazy villagers are relaxed, friendly, and they are a load of fun to talk to, so it should come as no surprise to you that there are always a few of them resting in the Tier 1 section of AnimalCrossingPortal.com's villager popularity list. There are 60 lazy boys and lazy girls in New Horizons, but which of Doe's sleepy sweethearts are the best of the bunch? Well, that's where this siesta fiesta comes into play, because, thanks to AnimalCrossingPortal.com, I've been able to compile a list of the top 10 best lazy villagers in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and you better believe I'm going to tell you all about them. Starting this week with number 10. Tusk. Is this really Hornsby the Rhino's first appearance in one of my Animal Crossing videos? I mean, after meeting him, I find it pretty surprising that this beautiful blue boy isn't talked about more often, because he seems to have everything that you'd want in a lazy villager. First up, he's incredibly cute with a kind smile and big friendly eyes that make him seem instantly likeable, so he'll always be a villager you'll look forward to chatting to. He's also got a really nice deep blue colour scheme with a navy blue pattern on the back of his head that resembles hair, and a little blue tail that looks a bit like a paintbrush that's been dipped into a pot of dark blue paint. This simple colour scheme goes very well with Hornsby's signature green argyle sweater, which should keep him snugly and warm even when he's not lounging around in bed. Hornsby's pet phrase, schnozzle, also sounds like a cross between two of my favourite hobbies, schnaffling and snoozing, so that's just an added bonus as far as I'm concerned. Basically, Hornsby is more of a wry yes than a wry no, but do be careful not to build his house too close to yours if he moves onto your island. I've been told the size of his horn accentuates the sound of his snoring, so if you value your sleep, you might want to hide his house on the other side of your island. Punchy here may have a lazy personality, but considering he's been a character in every single Animal Crossing game ever made, he's not about to let that chill attitude get in the way of earning a legion of fans. Maybe all that running around between games and console generations is why Punchy looks so sleepy all the time, what with those big yellow eyes half covered by tired purple eyelids and all. But with a cheeky cat-like smile and a trio of whiskers on each cheek, this pooped-out pusscat is a perfect friend for fans of felines, especially as he's got such an easygoing personality. The weirdest thing about Punchy, though, is probably his name, which doesn't sound lazy at all and instead makes him sound like he's up for a scrap in the local pub car park. The origins of his name aren't exactly clear, but it's probably got something to do with his original Japanese name Binta, which translates to slap, although why this calm kitten is named after such violent acts is anyone's guess. At no point when I spoke to him did he even look like he was about to snap and start those fists flying. As a lazy villager, Punchy will be a hit with almost anyone on your island, but he will sometimes rub jock villagers up the wrong way by making a catalogue of false claims about their keep fit regimes. So make sure you keep him separate from those personality types at all times, if you don't want to see any punches being thrown. You'd be utterly nuts to sleep on inviting Filbert to your island, because this lazy squirrel is another legendary long-time villager who's been in every single game in the Animal Crossing series. Despite Filbert being a lazy personality type, his crazy wide pupils make it look like he's been foraging for a couple of jars of ultra-strong coffee beans, which he's then washed down with 15 cans of Monster energy drink. Perhaps he's hedging his bets on a narcolepsy cure and this is the only way he can stay awake. But with that amount of caffeine coursing through his body, it really doesn't sound too healthy. Honestly, if he's trying to combat tiredness, perhaps he should try out a natural remedy instead. His light blue colouring combined with the white stripe on the top of his head and the swirls on his tail make him look like a breath of fresh air, while his constant smile and rosy red cheeks make him look incredibly friendly, if not a little intense. While Filbert might look like he is high on additives, his custom home is much more suited to his lazy personality type, set up like a sleepy night sky with beautiful starry sky wallpaper and a handy rocket ship to transport him safely to Dreamland. If you have Filbert as a friend, you'll never have your fill of him, so get on that snooze cruise to a Mystery Island tour and filch him as soon as you can. If you're a lover of lazy villagers, Eric here has to be one of your most wanted dreamies in the game. Eric is your classic cute villager with a character design that sticks closely to the animal that inspired him, which in this case is a moose. The natural brown colouring of Eric's fur matches that of a real elk, and it gives way to an orangey-brown streak that leads from his big, cute eyes right down to his snout, while the sandy-coloured tuft of hair on his forehead perfectly matches the colouring of his antlers. Now, normally you'll find Eric lounging around, keeping Toasty warm in a comfy sweater, but for some reason, my Eric has suddenly decided to wear this fancy studded number. I've got no idea why he's changed. I never gave that jacket to him, so my only guess is that he knew I was coming around to record him, and so he made an extra effort to look nice for you all. Still, no matter what Eric is wearing, you can be certain that, as a lazy personality type, he'll always be a moosing to talk to. You know that famous saying, you can sleep when you're dead? Well, it looks like Lucky here is so lazy that he's taken it to the extreme, because this undead dog lives in a literal graveyard. Lucky's body is almost completely covered in bandages, save for his 2 floppy ears, his tail and his left eye, which shines with a sinister yellow glow. But instead of scaring people off, this unconventional design makes him very sought after, and you should count yourself lucky if you already have him as a villager. Lucky's catchphrase, "ouch," might sound like he's still in a little bit of pain, but his lazy personality means he'll always appear laid back and relaxed when you talk to him. Could this be because he's feeling a bit rough, so he's dosed himself up to the eyeballs on painkillers? I think I may be barking up the wrong tree with that theory, but honestly, I can't imagine someone wearing a full-body plaster cast for fun. I mean, just for a start, it must be doggone hot in there. Whatever the reason for Lucky's weird fashion choice, it's not stopped him from being one in a million, and you'll feel like you've won the jackpot if you meet him on a Mystery Island tour. Cats are famous for sleeping. I mean, why else would the phrase catnapping be a thing? That's why Bob, the lazy purple cat here, is the second lethargic litterbox user to appear on this list. Bob has appeared in every single Animal Crossing game in the series, and there's speculation online that he was the very first villager ever created for the game, which is backed up by the fact that he has the first ID number in Animal Crossing and that his birthday is on the 1st of January. What this all means is that Bob has been snoozing his way through a bunch of console generations, from Animal Crossing on the GameCube and the handheld days of Wild World and New Leaf, right through to current day games in the series like Pocket Camp and of course New Horizons. Bob's super cute, half sleepy, half mischievous facial expressions go really well with his lazy personality type, but they'll also be familiar to any cat owner who's watched their beloved pet going from snoozing 1 minute to then pushing breakable objects from the top of a shelf the next. When Bob's not busy causing chaos for no reason, you'll often find him relaxing in his custom house, which is designed to look like a child's bedroom. Make sure you have a quick listen at his door before you go in though, just so you don't confuse his signature catchphrase for the sound of snoring and then accidentally walk in on him coughing up a hairball. Honestly, no one in their right mind needs to see that. Seriously, what one thing could be lazier than a teddy bear? Nothing, that's all, and that's why Stitches, your perfect patchwork pal, is so close to the top of this list of laziness. This huggable hero clearly resembles a child's stuffed toy, right down to the way the coloured panels of his fur are visibly sewn together, and while some people think this look is adorable and would love to snuggle up next to him while having a snooze, others do admit to finding his stitched-on eyes a little on the creepy side. As a lazy personality type, it's pretty safe to say that Stitch's cheerful disposition makes him pretty popular with players. But combine that with his colourful coat and unique house interior, which is full to the brim with toys, and you've got one lush plush for your collection. As one of the more extravagantly designed villagers in the game, there's absolutely nothing lazy about Stitch's appearance, so it really should come as no surprise that people can't bear to not have him on their islands. Beau here may be lazy, but he's also the closest you'll come to a full-on, swoon-inducing heartthrob villager, and his good looks have obviously earned him a huge amount of fans. Beau's name basically means handsome in French, which is entirely fitting, and while he is classed as a deer villager, his ringed antlers give him the look of an antelope, or more specifically a cob, thanks to his orange coat and the white circles around his eyes. Beau also has this permanently sleepy look about him, which makes me think of him as the Animal Crossing version of Brad Pitt in True Romance, an image that's definitely helped along by some of his more eccentric lines of dialogue. Thanks to his adorable looks, his laid-back personality, and his oh-so-beautiful campsite-inspired custom home, it's no wonder Beau is one of the most popular lazy villagers in the game. Just one look is enough for you to know that you'll be fawning all over him if he ever decides to settle on your island. Here's some food for thought. What makes Zucker a lazy personality type when, if you look at the custom interior for his house, you can clearly see that he runs his own food business? That's like the opposite of lazy, but nevertheless, this industrious octopus still shares his personality traits with the rest of the villagers on this list. And not only that, he's also the second most popular lazy villager in the game, so he must be doing something right. So exactly why then are people hungering after this slow-moving sea creature? Well, it's probably down to the attention to detail on Zucker's character model, which is full of little takoyaki-inspired Easter eggs, like the bamboo toothpick that sticks out of the back of his head, or the takoyaki sauce that's drizzled over the top of his head to mimic hair. He's even got little green freckles on his cheeks that represent the takoyaki's powdered seaweed seasonings. Delicious! Honestly, it's no wonder that players are suckers for this seafood-influenced chef, especially one that looks as tasty as the food he's serving. Let's just hope that it's only his personality that's lazy, because if he falls asleep on the job when he's cooking food, it could create quite the fire hazard. And finally, the number one most popular lazy villager in Animal Crossing New Horizons is, quite obviously, the one and only Sherb. Sherb is the embodiment of the perfect lazy personality type. He's cute, sweet, super friendly, and just a joy to be around at all times. That's not the only reason why he's so popular, of course. He's also pretty rare because, as one of only 8 brand new villagers in the game, fans can't scan him into their islands using old amiibo cards. This of course means he can take a lot of time and hard work to track down, but oh boy is it worth it. Sherb is one of the purest characters in the game, and the interior of his house, which is furnished with numerous items from the cute set, completely complements the perfect personality of this adorably lazy lad. Sherb always seems to have something funny to say as well, so he's got to be the most precious pal you can have to chat with, especially if you're in need of a little cheering up. Basically, Sherb is without a doubt the most legendary lazy there is, and even though there are others that came close to ramming him off the top spot, there really is only one place for this classic kid, and that's at the top of the mountain. Goat. Oh my word, is the list done already? Sorry I missed the ending there, I fell asleep while I was playing on my Nook phone. Turns out I downloaded a nap. Hopefully you thought my number one lazy villager was a good choice, but if you are wondering how I managed to sleep at night after a list like that, why not let us know what your choices would be for the best lazy villagers in the comments below. Once all that's out of the way, please do give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to Eurogamer for more Animal Crossing videos and much more coming daily. Oh, and if you haven't yet watched some of our other Animal Crossing videos, you can find a few of our previous listicles on screen to click on right now. Goodbye and good night, you lovely lazy lovers you. Okay, now that's done, I can finally get back to my much-deserved nap. Maybe after this I'll do some more tidying in Swindon, because a clean town is a dream town after all, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of time for me to do that later.